everybody. This is Nick.
And Matthew from Plastic Tombstone.
And we're back with another episode of I Heard Something About That.
Right here in 2018.
2018. So this is our 2017 wrap-up show. We're going to do like a award/chat about all the things that we watched and played and did in 2017.
Yeah, and if this is your first time joining us, welcome.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoy, and if you're a long-time listener,
First-time caller,
then
this is a bi-weekly podcast where we decided in 2018 we're going to do it twice a week now.
Yeah.
We tried to do it once a week, and then it was just
not
like,
twice a week. We're every other week.
Bi-monthly, I should say. I said the wrong thing. Bi-monthly, so twice a month.
Yeah, I mean, because we got a little busy here in the holidays, so we hadn't put out anything here. So
yeah, and we want to get back.
So if you've been listening to us for a while, we're back, and we hope you enjoy listening to the things we liked and didn't like about 2017.
Yep. So what do you want to start with? So we're going to do shows. We're going to do movies, games, shows, collectibles, because we do PT's Toy Box, and something that sort of surprised you or like sort of news from the year that you liked. We're going to do top 3 of each, and then we're going to do like, we're just going to pick the worst.
Yeah.
Like not the 3 worst, but maybe like something that sort of let you down or was kind of bleh.
Yeah, well, I might not have a top 3 on my end because like I don't think I played I might not even played 3 video games this year.
It's true. I mean, there's a couple. I bet you once we're playing, you'll think of it.
We'll just have a discussion about the things that we enjoyed and didn't enjoy in 2017, and look forward to the new year if we don't die this year.
Yeah. So let's start with the big one. Let's start with movies.
Oh man, movies.
We saw a ton of movies this year.
You know, and I was looking over this list of movies that came out this year just to kind of refresh my mind. And man, there was a lot of movies this year that were really good.
Yeah, I agree. So I'm gonna say my 3 in no particular order, and I really have 5, but 2 are gonna end up in the honorable mentions. I'm gonna go with Star Wars, obviously, and I'll explain that because you don't watch it, but there's something interesting that happened that I wanted to talk to you about, but we haven't had a podcast yet. And I'm going to say Spider-Man Homecoming was really good.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
And I'm going to say a possibly forgotten gem from the beginning of the year. I'm going to say Logan. I'm going to put that in.
That was going to be in one of mine.
That was such a surprisingly excellent movie.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to say Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and Thor were kind of my honorable mentions there just because they were good, but I think I liked the other ones, you know?
Yeah.
So what do you got?
I'll probably say Logan was Logan may have been my number 2. I'm jumping around, but I'm going to say Thor was probably my number 3 because I loved that movie so much. Thor and Spider-Man are kind of neck and neck with me. They were both.
That's kind of where I was.
They were both comic book movies that were in a time where people were kind of getting sick of comic book movies. They were still refreshing. To watch.
Yeah, it wasn't like there wasn't the fatigue. You didn't feel.
Yeah.
It. You got to feel like, oh, they are going to show something new and interesting, and they're still characters we care about,
and get you more excited for what's to come.
Yeah. Did you hear that Chris Hemsworth may, in fact, play Thor more now because he said when he used to say he was getting tired of playing Thor, but now he feels like he's been reinvented, and there's even more chances for him to be reinvented again.
I like the way they're going with Thor, making him kind of more comedic and just kind of stupid.
Yeah.
That's the way he should be. I mean, if you're going to go all like Asgardian, barbarian, it needs to be like a brutal like Conan type movie.
Yeah.
And I think that they were trying to walk that line with the first ones. Like they were trying to make it kind of a comic book movie, but kind of like stay serious. And it just doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right. It feels weird. But it feels good as like a spacey kind of goofball.
Thor 3
comedy.
was just.
Yeah, it was so good.
It was so much fun. It was a fun movie.
Yeah, it was visually great to look at, and
then I'm gonna say my number 1 would be Mother.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say
that. That was a movie, and that was one of the things that really shocked me this year, like surprised me, because me and you we went when what movie did we go see? Maybe Wonder Woman or something.
Yeah, it was some movie,
and they played the trailer for it, and we were like laughing at it because it's so like
over the top.
It's like you'll never forget where you were when you seen Mother.
Yeah.
And they did that on purpose.
Yeah.
To try to deter you, and it actually worked for me because I was like, that looks stupid. I'm not gonna go fucking watch that. And then I started hearing like, you need to go see it. It's insane, and I did, and I was like, oh my god, that was crazy. It's a brilliant movie, and it was probably my favorite of this year. Honorable mention, Guardians. Yeah,
it was good, but it was just like I don't know what it was about it.
I think I liked it better than the first one. I think after watching it, but I may need to go back and watch them back to back and maybe redraw that conclusion.
Yeah, it was good. Like I said, it was definitely up there for me. I think Tom Holland did so good as Spider-Man. I feel like he squeaked it out there for me at the end because he was such a likable Spider-Man, and the whole premise with the movie, and the movie didn't feel like it was like ends of the earth situation, and Michael Keaton was awesome.
Yeah, Michael Keaton, God, he killed that role.
Yeah, it was just like, it felt like a superhero movie that didn't need to be about the end of the world, which is kind of what DC ended up doing. Every time DC makes a movie, it's about the end of the world, and it doesn't need to be.
I guess Wonder Woman was a surprise for us this year, too.
Yeah, I was going to say that, as I was actually surprised at how good that was. That was another one of my honorable mentions, honestly. It just barely squeaked out of the top 5, but I know I kind of got overkilled by it a little bit because of Justice League and stuff.
I guess Disaster Artist would also be one of my honorable mentions.
I really wanted to see that.
It's really good, but if you've listened to the audiobook or read the book, it doesn't compare to me. Like, I don't know. It's you know.
I mean, you can get so much more detail in a book.
Yeah. So if you know the whole story, it's still good.
Yeah, it's almost like a greatest hits of the book.
Yeah. Pretty
That's
much.
kind of what all book to movies are to me. It's just like, get the best parts in there, but if you read it, you kind of get like a, oh yeah, I remember this deleted scene that would have been there, and this that would have been there. You know, I haven't read the book yet, but another one of those things I've been meaning to do, just haven't got around to it.
Any movies you've seen this year that you absolutely hated?
I didn't hate, but I don't know if I saw a movie I hated. I might have
not hated, but what movie did disappointed you this year?
See, I want to say Justice League, but I went in ready to be disappointed.
I'm going to put Justice League on my list because the more I think about that movie, the more I dislike it.
Yeah, it was definitely entertaining to watch, and it wasn't completely unredeemable in my eyes.
There's one part of that movie that everybody seems to agree on, and that's the scene where they're fighting Superman is awesome, and that's about it.
Yeah,
and it was, and that's why I think that movie should have had Superman as the villain.
And it's not even that; it's how, like, they showed so much.
That movie was a mess.
They showed so much beforehand that you kind of like all the stuff in the city and all the stuff with Steppenwolf and all the stuff here. Like, you saw, the
villain
all that coming.
The villain was horrible. The CG was pretty bad.
Yeah, it was just,
and then the movie itself was kind of a mess.
Yeah, it sort of took into account, now that like DC's getting revamped, they're getting a new boss and they're getting a new, like, they're moving in different directions now, so it's going to be interesting to see where it goes. It's going
to be hard because they can't wipe the slate clean because Wonder Woman was a success.
Yep, it's true.
If Wonder Woman had flopped, they could probably just be like, screw this, wipe it all out, and we'll start over. But you've got Wonder Woman, so she's kind of tied to this whole universe. So they're really in a bad spot with that.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you why I picked Star Wars. You obviously know I'm a Star Wars fan, but
is this on your disappointment list?
No, this is on my favorite movie.
Okay.
I said earlier that'd probably be my favorite movie of the year.
Okay.
And
which Star Wars? There was 2 that came out this year, right?
No, Last Jedi was the one that came out this year.
Oh, that's the one everybody's kind of polarized on, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why, because I know you don't watch it. So the 7 came out, The Force Awakens. It pretty much was sort of like, somebody described on the internet the best way possible, and it was like, this is like a band covering a song that you love. It was basically like the first Star Wars movie, sort of for a new generation. Had the sort of same characters, had the same sort of dark villain, had the same sort of plot devices throughout the whole thing, and even like as far as the mentor dying, like Han Solo dies in the movie, and that's kind of what Star Wars was. It was sort of like a greatest. Everybody loved it. Everybody was real nostalgia boner for it. But what it also did was left a lot of questions. Like, there was a guy named Snoke, and he was like the supreme leader. And then there was a guy, Rey, and they were like all questioning who her parents were and all this stuff. Mm-hmm. So what ended up happening was, after the movie came out, everybody started talking. Well, it could be this. And you know how the internet works. Everybody theorizes this. Oh, it could be this. Everybody thought she was 25 other people, and everybody thought Snoke, who was the main Emperor villain, was he could be this guy, he could be this guy. So everybody was speculating. So when this movie comes out, let me tell you, because I think you'll like this. What this movie did is it turned everything upside down. It made all your expectations, and it just like wiped them out. Every 5 minutes you thought something was going to happen, and the complete opposite happened. What ended up happening was halfway through so spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen Star Wars: The Last Jedi, by the way, because I know Matt's not gonna watch it, but if you haven't, you don't want to watch it. I'm gonna say because it's been out for a month. But basically, what happens is halfway through the movie, Snoke gets killed, and you never find out who he is, and everybody's super mad because they thought he was supposed to be somebody else, but the director decided to just take it and completely turn it around. And Rey's parents ended up being nobody. He said, your parents were nobody. They sold you for drinking money to a slave trader, and everybody wanted her to be connected to everybody and like be a bigger part, but she's nobody. And the fact that they did both of those things, I loved it because it made the movie interesting to watch. Like it was sort of like you watching Mother. You just didn't know what was going to happen next.
And the fact that, and it sounds like the studio kind of, instead of taking the easy route,
exactly
took a route that was a little less,
and it was
the path less
it
traveled.
was brilliant, and everybody like, so this was the first time Mark Hamill reprised his role. He's obviously was Luke Skywalker many years ago, and he does the voice. He's like the best Joker ever. Everybody knows that.
Duh.
And but that's primarily what he does now. But he returned, so everybody's like, oh, he's gonna be badass, or he's gonna be this, and he ended up being like a really sad hermit who just like cut everybody off. And he had a really good story arc throughout the thing, but everybody wanted him to be this awesome guy, but he was just like a broken figure, and he essentially shut himself off from everything because all the Jedi ever do is fail. So he says every time somebody rises up, just evil rises up, and a whole bunch of people die just because we're trying to squabble to see who's the best. So he just like is alone on this island, and everybody wanted to be this hero type, and he ended up being this like tragic, sad figure, and it was awesome the way they played it. And I thought you would like that only in a sense that everybody seems like they want cookie cutter everything.
Right.
They want this and they want that. Oh, I want this person to be connected to this person, and I want everything to be like all in this neat bundle. And instead it said, you know what? Everything you thought you knew, you don't know at all. And I think it was great the way they did that. And that's why people are mad.
And it's one of those things that you have to be delicate with that kind of stuff too, especially when you're dealing with a franchise.
And it's nostalgia. It's like so many people that they were just like, this is not mine. This is not the Star Wars I knew, and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, you don't own Star Wars. Nobody owns it. Like,
I mean,
it's
Disney
a story.
does.
Well, but it's a story that is told, and they can't cater to everybody because they're going to fail.
Right.
They just need to tell the story that they want to tell, and you'll find an audience. And now literally people are going back, watching it and going, oh, wait, I understand what's going on now. And it just takes people. But like you and I know, nostalgia can play such a heavy hand.
Oh, yeah.
And it can mess with your objectivity and all that stuff. And everybody's trying to tell me that I like it just because it's Star Wars. I'm fairly not biased. I love the Ninja Turtles. Guess what? Those Michael Bay Ninja Turtle movies are not good. I'm not going to sit there and say they're good. They have very few redeeming qualities, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh, they're awesome because it's the Turtles and I love it. Not everything a franchise you like. I mean, you're even talking about Ash vs. Evil Dead. You're just like, I love it, but I don't know if I feel in this third season.
Yeah.
And it's just, you have to everybody has to look at things objectively and not just as.
And that's one of those things. Like everybody I know, it's like in the Evil Dead. It's like, oh, it looks so. I can't wait. And I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, just look at it.
And I don't want to say anything because I'm gonna get like shit on,
lambasted because you're not a true fan and you don't understand. And it's just like, you can have differing opinions. And I think the best part about this Star Wars debate, and this is the last thing I'll say about it, is it's very polarizing, as you said. Like, you either hate it or you loved it. And the funny thing that happened in the movie is the two main characters were trying to change each other's minds. Like, you come to the light side, you come to the dark side, which is sort of an interesting play on how it's actually playing out, because all that ends up happening at the end of the movie is they both get rooted in their decision even more. So I could sit here and try, if you hated it and I loved it, I could sit here and try to convince you for an hour. You're not going to change your mind. Just like I'm not going to change my mind. And it's interesting how a movie can do that, and how media in itself can just make people so angry and so combative.
Well, I think pretty much everything in the world right now is kind of like that.
Yeah, it's just like, if you don't like it, you're a piece of crap, and if you do like it, you're a piece of crap. And
2017, the year of the division.
Yeah. So enough of that. Sorry about that little mini Star Wars rant. You want to do shows?
Yeah, television was streaming this year.
Streaming this year. So we're gonna go ahead and just take Game of Thrones off the list, because we're both probably gonna pick that, right, as in top 3, or Or did you find more than Game of Thrones this year?
It'd probably be in my top 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll just go ahead and say, I mean, it was the penultimate season. It was epic in all its scale, especially some of those episodes were just like...
Things move so fast this season.
Yeah, and it's just like you're getting the sense of closure, and sadly we have to wait till 2019 to talk about it again.
2018 will not be in our top 2018.
It will not be in our top of 2018, but I'm sure take your time and do it right. Don't shoehorn it in. Don't rush it. Just make those last 6 episodes something to remember.
Yeah.
Because that's what everybody's going to remember is the last... I mean, I thought the season was great, especially the train battle thing. The money train battle, whatever that was called.
Oh, yeah.
With the dragon and the Dothraki. And
yeah.
God, that shot of Bronn running through and that one shot of just like the carnage behind him. And
the battle with Jaime where the dragon comes down, almost kills him, like when Bronn's going through, like dodging all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like awesome looking. That show's production is just insanely good.
I mean, the production on that show is better than some movies I've actually seen this year.
Yeah, God.
The CG on that was
Justice League.
Yeah, let's just we can say that. Like the Justice League CG was kind of shoddy, right? It was just like
it was kind of shoddy. I would say it was pretty fucking shitty.
Well, it was so uneven to me.
It was bad.
It was like sometimes Cyborg looked fine.
A lot of it was from the reshoots where they ran out of budget, they ran out of time, so it was just like a really quick CG job, and it showed.
Yeah. So we'll stop talking about that, but
that's my top number one thing of 2017. Superman's CG's face.
So stupid, right? I wonder if I hadn't told you about that, you'd been like, what is wrong with his face? Is he not real? What is going on?
My girlfriend did that. She didn't know anything about it, and she was like, what's wrong with his fucking face?
Yeah, he had this weird like CG mustache thing going on. Anyway, if you've seen it, don't pretend like you didn't notice it, because everybody did.
So as far as television goes, I mean, I know we're both going to go Stranger Things.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah.
I'll definitely put that on my list. I actually have 2 sneaker hits in here.
Oh, yeah?
I'm going to say American Vandal.
Oh, that was going to be my sneaker. I actually finished that last night.
It's so good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How well that was put together and what it turned into.
Surprisingly good, because when I seen the trailer, I thought it was going to be really like dumb humor. Like the whole thing was like really stupid.
And that's what it started out as.
Yeah.
It started as satire. So if you haven't seen this, it's a true crime story set in a high school where a kid draws a bunch of dicks on teachers' cars, and a student sets out to prove him wrong.
It's a Netflix original.
It's a Netflix original, and if you haven't seen, just watch it. I watched it, and I was laughing at the beginning, and I was like, how is this going to be 8 episodes long? And then, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, definitely go see it, but we're going to talk about it a little bit. We're not going to go full spoiler. We might do it in that next podcast.
Yeah.
But it just becomes insanely poignant about the times and how like we look at each other, and like the kid's like watching himself in this documentary and then watching people just tear him apart, calling him a moron and stuff, and it just like sort of breaks his heart, and it becomes like who did what, and you never really get any closure, but you kind of do.
Yeah, it's like, and then like everybody's kind of pointing fingers and
like
ruining other people's lives
just to get stuff out and just to cover up their own name. I mean, it was so good. If it definitely, like, if you have a chance, watch it. It's definitely, I think it's definitely worth a watch.
Yeah, it definitely starts off as like obviously
very goofy,
very dick jokey, goofy, but at the end it leaves you thinking.
Yeah, like about bigger things than just what was happening,
which is something I was not expecting from that.
Exactly. That's why I liked it so much, because I was like watching, I was like, okay, but I don't understand how it's going to go to 8 episodes. But then it was just like it's very about high school and how high school probably is now with social media and like a kid just trying to make something but sort of throwing everybody under the bus throughout the thing.
Yeah.
You know? It's really good. We recommend it. We're going to do a full spoiler cast probably on it, like maybe next time we do it, because it'll have been out long enough. And it's getting a season 2, so.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see where it goes.
Another Netflix original that was pretty good that was this year was The Keepers. I thought it was pretty good.
Oh, that was pretty good, yeah. A very old crime story about a murdered nun and a church sort of covered up. That was really good too.
Yeah, once again, something that kind of makes you think about how the world runs.
Yeah, because that was kind of messed up how like he had all those accusations against him, except he just kept getting moved around. That's all that really happened to him. And I'm going to put another thing on here. I don't know if you saw it, but there's a Netflix series called Master of None, season 2.
No,
season
I haven't
1.
seen that.
It's basically about like dating and relationships in this day and age, the cyber age, I guess you'd say, online dating and how people actually communicate. And Aziz Ansari is the star of it, and he wrote a lot of it. And it's actually really good and interesting, and it's really well written. He actually got a Golden Globe recently for it. But I'd recommend that if you hadn't seen it. Watch season 1 and 2. I mean, it's a comedy, but it's also like sort of like American Vandal, sort of gets you like thinking about how life is now as opposed to how life was. Like you and me growing up and going to school is way different than it is now.
Yeah.
It's definitely probably more challenging because everybody sort of dogpiles on each other, especially when it comes to the internet.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to think about school now. Like, imagine trying to think of us in school with the internet. Like,
yeah,
it's weird. It's a weird thing.
Yeah, we're both sitting here on our phones right now and
Yeah.
like scrolling the internet. That was not a thing we did in school.
The internet came along right about the end of school. It seemed like it started, and it wasn't that good.
No, it was dial-up, and it took you forever to read articles and all that stuff.
13 Reasons Why was another good one.
Was that this year?
Yeah.
Oh man, Netflix had it.
I was just looking up. I was just looking up to see what all came out this year. I was trying to remember.
Netflix was on fire this year.
It was.
And I'm gonna say another one, and I want. It was definitely good, but I think it was too soon. I'm gonna say obviously Black Mirror season 4 came out.
Yeah, and it was pretty good.
Yeah, I don't want to say it was one of the best things I've seen this year. There was definitely hit or miss. I think all the episodes were good. I definitely liked better. I think I liked the first episode the best.
I liked Metalhead the best.
That was a really good one too.
That one, I just loved the style of it.
Yeah,
like,
the old black and white style, and it was just a merciless little tiny machine chasing her.
And it's hard to pull off black and white, like without being like, it just seemed like you're doing it just to do it because you didn't film something right or something. But it was very well styled. But I don't think this season of Black Mirror holds up to the other seasons.
Yeah, White Bear is a pretty high bar.
Wow, God.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite.
They do
episodes.
reference that in the final episode.
They do.
Though.
Yeah, the Black Museum or whatever.
Yeah, that one was a pretty good one.
I mean, it was definitely good.
Yeah,
but
it was good.
Like,
it didn't hold up. But the first episode was probably one of the better ones.
That was so good. It's something you don't really think about. We'll probably do another spoiler cast on that, just because there's a lot to talk about there without spoiling it, because that's all Black Mirror is.
Yeah.
Is twists and turns and what happens next.
And I guess we can talk about some of the crap we saw that we didn't like this year. Mine will be Walking Dead.
Oof.
Walking Dead has gone off the rails. I haven't even finished this new season.
Yeah, you didn't even finish it.
I've got like 4 episodes in. Tiger died.
You didn't make it to the end?
No, but I heard what happens. Don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah, it's kind of like whatever, right? At this
That
point.
show's just run its course. It needs new writers, or it just needs to end.
Yeah, it needs to definitely new blood, because it's gotten so stale.
Yeah, it's just like
But though people watch it religiously.
I know, and it's one of those things. Like, I still want to finish it because I at least want to see how his story ends.
Yeah,
You've been this far with him, at least until he dies, which means they'll probably keep him alive for like another 20 years, and I'll have to be like, God damn it, I just want to see him die.
Yeah. I mean, he's still alive in the comics, but even the comic creator said Rick does not survive till the end. You don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. So it's eventually inevitable that he dies. And
well, it's just a show. It's a show that was white hot that has fizzled into nothing.
yeah, you think it was too much? You think it was okay? So for example, Black Mirror is every 2 years you get about 6 episodes that are about an hour long, and this is trying to do 12 episodes a year.
Plus a spin-off series that ties in.
I mean, is there zombie fatigue, you think? I think there is.
Yeah.
I might be over zombies.
Well,
for a while.
I mean, we were over zombies before Walking Dead started, but luckily the show was captivating enough to kind of be like, yeah, I can look past zombies to finish this. But
yeah.
I don't know. Did you watch Iron Fist this month? This year?
Did. That's on my list of disappointing shows.
Okay, see, I haven't got that far. I've only watched the first 2 seasons of Daredevil, and that's as far as I've gotten.
You'll like Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones is really good.
Everybody's told me that, and it's one of those times I just got to sit down and watch it.
Luke Cage is pretty good. It's very urban. But
I've heard the Defenders was pretty disappointing too.
Yeah. I didn't even make it to it. I didn't even. Punisher is on my list of ones I wanted to watch, but I never got around to watching it. So
maybe do you think they kind of shoehorned all that stuff in a little too fast?
Maybe.
Because like
the
first season of Daredevil was so good.
The problem I'm having with Iron Fist is this: I don't necessarily know if every character needs that many episodes.
Right.
Like Iron Fist I thought the trailer looked good, but so much of it was just drama that it's like Walking Dead filler episodes to get to something kind of cool, and then
You think it might have been
Walking Dead filler
smarter?
episodes.
Do you think it might have been smarter for them to put like Luke Cage and Iron Fist and like kind of went back and forth with those two, like kind of following their two stories, maybe?
Or just made them like little 4-episode arcs,
yeah,
and then put them together. But they're trying to flesh these out into like full-grown things, and like let me just tell you this: Iron Fist got more hours of exposure than Black Panther has, and Black Panther's a more interesting character for it.
yeah,
He's actually had more hours of time almost than Thor.
yeah.
Because of the amount of hours in they're like 45 to 50 minutes, and you get, I think it's 10 episodes, maybe 13.
Wow.
And it's just a lot of filler, and it's just like, it's not that they're bad act's
Just
just
get to the
you
point.
don't need that much. It's like, again, it's like a Walking Dead episode.
Get to the thing we want to see. Him being
Exactly.
Iron Fist.
It's Walking Dead is episode 1 is getting to episode 6.
Right.
And it's just like 5 episodes, 5 hours of just like getting to that point. And it's just like, get to the point in 2 hours, like Black Mirror, and you're fine. You know, we want to see an ending, and we don't need it's almost too much character development. There's
Right.
more in the shows than there is in TV. And I get that the TV's format, but make it shorter. Make it a movie. Make an Iron Fist movie. They did that
they
Will
should've.
Smith Bright movie.
Yeah, they could have done it on Netflix and been done with it.
2-hour movie. Make it, and then make it action packed and enjoyable, and people want more from that character.
I heard most people didn't like Bright.
I thought it was all right.
I didn't watch it.
I thought it was. I think it has a lot of potential for. It's interesting to see like a high caliber budget movie on Netflix come out for free, and the effects were really good. It was just kind of, I guess, forgettable might be the word.
Yeah, I've heard it was just kind of generic and boring.
Yeah, it wasn't anything like crazy good, but there was some cool stuff in it. The visuals were definitely eye popping because some of the cool stuff that they did. But yeah, it was forgettable is probably the generous, because it wasn't bad. I just don't really have any recollection of it or fondness for it. You know.
So TV this year was mainly streaming.
Mainly streaming, yeah. We don't watch basic cable.
I mean, there's nothing fucking on basic cable. Have you tried to sit down and try to find something on like the cable channel?
No, it's all streaming now.
It's like, we have cable because I still watch wrestling every Monday, like an idiot, and you know, sometimes I'll just turn on the cable and be like, I don't know if there's anything on. No, there's like a gazillion channels, and it's all fucking garbage. It's like, do I want to watch people renovate houses? Okay. Do I want to watch fucking
People renovate cars?
people renovate cars? Do I want to watch people have drama or about fucking...
Nothing.
Yeah. Do you want to watch a bachelor try to win over like 35? Do you want to watch people sing for a contest? That's pretty much what television is. A bunch of fucking mindless
It's
nonsense.
just contests now.
Pretty much.
Everybody, it's like the new game show. Reality TV is like just like a new game show, and people eat it up.
And like every channel has it.
And honestly, a lot of people watch that stuff passively.
Yeah, most people
Like,
just turn it on. Like
It's
during the
not
day.
an active thing. You're not watching American Idol just staring at the screen, watching for plot points. You're just like cooking dinner and watching it at the same time. I mean,
I don't know. My girlfriend's sister was like, "Oh, there's a new show called The Four coming on. It's got so and so, and they judge people singing, and I need the DVR it." And I'm like,
how
Why?
many shows about judging singing do we need?
I know.
There's
None is what we need. You
every
remember the days when people just did it and they became artists? They didn't need to go through fucking
all the contests.
all these contests and having all these people who were in the industry judge them in front of a camera. No, they just did it, and they either made it or they didn't.
Yep. Well, the problem is everybody has a voice now. Like, we have a podcast now, like you and me. We're nobodies essentially, but here we are talking.
But we're not going to go on a fucking podcast
It's
contest
true.
show.
We're not going to go on a podcast contest show. We just do this because we want to. But the problem is everybody can.
Right.
Everybody can upload to YouTube. Everybody can upload to. You can pay $5 and have your song uploaded to iTunes.
Yeah.
And it could be the worst song ever, but you can do it. And, you know, it's just so easy. It's a lot easier than it was.
Oh yeah.
you know?
Absolutely.
Even for films, for music, for everything. It's
So it just makes you wonder why we need fucking contest shows then.
We don't.
If you can just throw yourself out there.
Well, I think you have contest shows because it's like,
Exposure.
yeah, it's like throwing a rock in the ocean. You're never going to find it again.
I know.
I don't know. It's more like throwing a glass of water in the ocean. You're never going to find it.
Speaking of those contest shows, man, like that one episode of Black Mirror with the dude that played in Get Out.
Oh yeah, he was in Get Out. That
Yeah.
was this year too.
Yeah,
I want to put that on my list. That was pretty good.
I
I liked it.
think it was okay.
I liked
It
it.
was the skeleton key.
It was the skeleton key. Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was a racially charged skeleton key.
I never saw skeleton key.
Well, sorry.
You're good. Let's
Where
move.
are we going?
Let's move on to games.
Games.
I know you didn't play a lot, but I know what your game of the year is.
That's my game. That's my game of my lifetime.
You're still playing it?
I actually did turn it on a couple of days ago and just rummaged around.
So good. So obviously,
Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, number one.
Man.
Number one in my heart. Number one in your heart.
Yeah.
Number one on the field.
That's definitely the best game I played all year.
That's the best game I've ever played. I'm just going to go out and say I've never played a game that just immersed me like that one did.
Yeah, it's true. It's definitely a game probably of this console's generation.
Yeah.
And it came out on a new Nintendo console, the Switch. So
Yeah,
that was a big surprise hit this year. Best-selling console of the year.
And it made my Wii U dust itself off.
Just off the Wii U.
Hey, did you hear Bayonetta 3 is getting announced for the Switch?
Yep.
I'm going to have to get that. I'm going to get a Switch now.
You're going to have to get a Switch anyway because the Switch is a really nice console.
It really is.
It's, I mean, as much as I don't really, it's a very casual console for me. I have Splatoon, I have Zelda, and I have Mario, and I just, every once in a while, I'll pick it up and play it, but I won't, like, dive deep into it. But I think that's a nice thing.
Well, it's one of those things, too, like when we're playing games, I have to go into another room and play games.
Mm-hmm.
While my girlfriend and her sister and them sit in the living room and watch TV.
Yeah.
When I'm playing the Wii U, I can sit in there and play it, and we're all just kind of hanging out and chilling.
Exactly.
I wished I could do that with the Xbox.
Yeah, that'd be nice to have like a portable Xbox screen or something like
but
that.
I can't. So I mean, some people may think that it being portable is a dumb gimmick. No, if you like spending time with your family.
Yeah, exactly.
But you still want to play your games, like you don't have to like talk to each other.
Yeah, you can just be in the same room.
Yeah, just kind of hanging out and doing your thing.
Well, me and my girlfriend both play games, and I can be in the room playing a game with her while she plays her game, and then we can, like, instead of, like, sequestering ourselves in like, a quote-unquote man cave, which, by the way, is the worst thing ever. I need a place to get away from the person I supposedly care about.
Aren't we in a man cave right now?
No, this is not a man cave.
What is this?
This is a nerd lair. She's down here as much as I am, so it's not a man cave. I don't have football or sports on the wall.
You need to go to the bar and get some Miller Lite neon signs and hang up down here.
No, I mean, we're obviously Matt's talking about my little rec room down here, which is basically nerded out to the core. And
if you watch PT's Toy Box, that's where we do all our videos at.
Toys and crap all over the wall, but we play VR down here on occasion. We play D&D. Play down here.
That's going to go on my list of games I've enjoyed this year. Those VR simulator games.
Super Hot VR is actually one of my favorite games of the year.
That is an awesome game, and
that was unbelievably addictive. That reminded me of picking up a video game controller for the first time again.
That just made me feel awesome.
Yeah.
It made me feel like I was just like whooping ass. I'm like, yeah.
So for those who don't know, Super Hot is basically a game where you can play this on Xbox now. I think it's like $10, maybe $15. But when you move, these little virtual red guys move.
Is there virtual reality on Xbox?
No, it's just the actual standard game.
Oh, okay.
But you're in the game, you're in a virtual reality headset, and they're these just red, plain, pixelated dudes. So it puts you in a situation, and when you move, they move. So when they shoot you, you have to get out of the way and dodge the bullets. And I enjoyed it on the computer so much that I bought it on the Xbox when it came out, and I played on the Xbox on occasion. But then there's a VR version where it's the same gimmick. And these guys are all around you. They're shooting at you, and you have to like lean, duck, dodge, deflect bullets, and shoot these things to clear the next zone. And it is a blast to play.
And a workout.
Man, I remember you played it for like an hour and a half straight, and you were just like, oh, I can't move.
I know. I was like, next day I couldn't hardly walk.
Yeah, that was a surprise hit of the year, the PlayStation VR actually taking off.
Yeah, I
was very skeptical. You're skeptical until you put it on. If you're one of the people that are like, I don't need that, it's stupid. Go somewhere and put one on, and then tell me.
It's fun with people too. It's
fun to interact with people.
Yeah, it's definitely a party kind of thing.
You kind of wouldn't stand in a room sadly by yourself playing Super Hot. You kind of just enjoy each other's companies. You swap it back and forth.
Laugh at each other as you're falling over and almost hitting each other.
Yeah.
Knocking lights off the wall.
You did. You knocked the ceiling fan pretty hard, almost broke the light. But, yeah, it's just try it because it's really weird to say you just got to experience it because what I feel like it is you can watch a movie and in your peripheral vision, you can see your chair and you can see other people and your dog walking around and all this stuff. So the immersion level is there, sort of, but not like in VR where everywhere you look and turn your eyes, you're inside of this room.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like makes you forget that you're actually playing a game and you're just like experiencing it. And there's a lot of games like that. Like the Doom game, like games are actually making it to where you can move around and stuff now.
Yeah.
But before you had to stand still, and now you're like actually they're working out the kinks to make it like an actual virtual world where you walk around.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because now Skyrim is you can go play Skyrim and go face to face with the dragon if you want, and it's just like it's come a long way in a year. And I'm hoping Xbox will come out with one soon.
Maybe next couple of years we'll see something awesome.
And also PlayStation announced, you'll like this, they have about 160 games in their catalog, and they announced that there's going to be 130 more VR games out this year.
As long as they're good.
Which is double their catalog now. And Matt likes those games where you do mundane work. Like
so
Job Simulator.
Job Simulator was great.
Matt was a mechanic for like a robot AI race, and it was just like the most ridiculous thing. He was making them sandwiches as well, and you just made broken glass tortilla pizza sandwiches and sent it off to people. It's awesome. I'm gonna say there was three other really good games this year. Obviously, I'm a big Destiny fan, so Destiny 2 came out this year. I'm not gonna blah 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 about it, but it's more of the same. You know how most people play World of Warcraft? They just pick it up every once in a while.
Yeah.
Play a couple levels and put it down. That's what I do with Destiny. I do it all year round. If you like it, you like it. Resident Evil 7 came out this year.
Yeah, we played a little bit of that.
Yeah. And it's actually in full VR, which is kind of very interesting. I think you should try that because it's sort of... obviously, you're immersed more into it. It's a lot more tense when somebody's chasing you down a hallway. Yeah. And... Cuphead came out this year too, which is insanely hard and beautiful game, but God, difficult.
Yeah, the graphics on that one are awesome looking.
Yeah. And another one we recently picked up, you and me.
Oh yeah, Fortnite? Not Fortnite,
Battlegrounds?
Yeah, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds.
Yeah, it just came out for the Xbox like December, but we've played it quite a bit. It's a definition of simplistic fun.
It's not something I'd probably play that much by myself, but playing with
people is a blast.
Fun, yeah.
Yeah.
It's goofy.
It's like when you and me and Craig were playing, it was just like just comical every time because we would just have a whole plan and it would just fail miserably. But it's one of the best party games I think you can play right now just because it's simple. You got no weapons, there's no objective, just survive. And we get in a car and we sometimes survive till 80 and sometimes we get to 6. What's the highest we got? 4?
Yeah, I think so. We got really low. We flipped our dune buggy on a rock and got shot. But disappointing games of the year, I would throw in Friday the 13th.
Oof, that was a rough one.
It sucks, man. Like I played the beta, and I was like really hyped about it. I was like, man, this is gonna be a lot of fun. And I played it, and I still to this day have not played as Jason.
Yeah,
fully.
It
always glitches out.
And it's different. We'll go back to Battlegrounds here. How many can we play in an hour?
A bunch.
Like, you can play, well, what is, it takes maybe 3 minutes to start a game.
Yeah.
Tops.
Where you have to watch everybody die in Jason, and it's just like,
Yeah, it just drags on. If you could just, like, if you die in Battlegrounds, you're just out.
Well,
you go back.
You can exit in Jason, but you don't get any kind of points or anything if you do.
So and you want the points so you can get the stuff, and it's kind of sucks that you have to sit there and, like, come on. It doesn't make sense to make you watch.
Yeah.
It's funny sometimes, but not every time. Because we played for like 4 hours one night, but maybe played for 15 minutes. Like the rest of it was just loading and watching, and it's just like, come on, let's get it going. And that's where Battlegrounds is we die. I was like, oh, that sucks. Let's try it again. We can play like 4 games in an hour instead of 1 game in an hour.
Yeah.
And what else? What else we got? Oh, my disappointing. What about Marvel vs. Capcom? Was that disappointing for you?
I didn't play it. Unfortunately, I didn't get that or Injustice 2 this year. That's maybe 2 games I wanted to play that I just never got around to playing.
We'll have to get Injustice 2 soon because the Turtles will be on there.
Yeah, I want to wait for. I'm probably gonna wait for like the special edition when it comes out, like because they usually put out a disc with all the downloadable characters and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping they'll do that with that because I do want to play that.
Yeah. I mean, it looked good. It was on the ranking of some of the best games this year.
Yeah, it looked awesome. So did Marvel's Capcom. The demo I played was fun. The graphics on the cutscenes were kind of weird looking, but
yeah. My I guess a disappointing game thing for me this year is not a game thing at all. It's more time. I would like to have more time to play these games that I bought.
I would also like less microtransactions.
That's sort of came to a head, and a lot of people are kind of shutting it down a little bit.
Good. Tired of this. Oh, you gotta buy this to get this.
Well, now they're sort of starting to regulate it to where it actually has to tell you what percentage chance of you have to get something good. So you don't if you have a 0.4% chance of getting something you don't have, why would you buy it?
Right.
You know. So that sort of came to a head when Star Wars Battlefront 2 came out. And in order to get Darth Vader, it was like you can pay approximately $80 to get him, or play for like 12 hours a day for like 4 years to get enough points. Like you can earn him eventually, and it's just like a ridiculous amount of like people were mad, like started suing, and it's just like it just needs to stop. A game needs to just be a game. Whether if they want to release DLC, that's fine. Zelda released DLC and it was great.
Yeah.
So.
But it's not like they're doing it all the time, and if you didn't get it, it didn't hurt the game at all.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a play to win situation. It should be like Battlegrounds where it's cosmetic only.
This isn't fucking iPad games.
Yeah. I'm glad. I'm hoping there's less of that.
Which are also
this
annoying.
Year. Oh yeah,
because like I bought a couple for my son, and he's 3. And I paid for a couple of little like Thomas games for him to play, and they're constantly like still like even after I paid for them, or advertisements for the go to and download this one and pay for this. I'm like, he's 3. Just let him play the fucking game.
Yeah. That's how they pay for the game. Sadly,
I know. It's like, oh, get the parents to do it. And he's just like,
well, the game is free, but they put a bunch of ads in there and then hope. Honestly, if they
I paid for the fucking games is the problem, and it's like, stop putting ads in there. If I paid for it, just let my son play the damn game.
But if they can get,
I bought it.
If they can get 1,000 people to pay $5, then they made $5,000.
Yeah, I know.
It's just like it's a ridiculous racket. It's honestly crazy how it's pretty much like gambling. That's what they're trying to convince loot boxes to be.
Yep.
Is it's a form of gambling because they're essentially paying to get something maybe.
Yep.
And kids are doing it because kids are 12, kids are 3, kids are 5. They just want to play a game, but they don't know what that means.
Yep.
They don't know what $5 is to anybody else. I don't know. I hope there's more time this year to play the games that I want to play, because I just feel like I get a game and then I'm just like, ugh.
No. It's like that's why I haven't bought half the games I want to play. I'm just like, I don't have time.
Yeah. When is it?
I did spend a lot of time in Zelda, but it was because it was also very convenient to play Zelda because I could just get my gamepad out and play it in the living room while we were doing other things.
It's true. Let's do our top collectibles of the year. We did our little PT's Toy Box that started this year.
Yeah.
Or started last year a little bit, but it was mostly this year.
Opened a lot of toys, played with a lot of junk.
Yeah. So what was obviously the best things? You and I have the same thing.
Obviously, if you're gonna go number one, we're gonna go the NECA Turtles.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah, that's just that's just something we've always wanted. We've always wanted movie accurate turtles, and
they're awesome. And they're
big.
like
pulling the fucking turtles from the screen and setting them on your shelf.
Especially when you see people's toy photography and stuff with them.
Yeah,
it just looks like a scene from the movie.
They're so good.
They're excellent figures,
and they're fairly priced as far as the market goes.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I really liked giving a shout out to our videos. I like the SH Figure Arts turtles.
Yeah, those were really nice too.
And I really liked the Figma links.
Yeah, and they did a lot of good ones on that. Did you see my Figma hentai comment I got for Christmas?
I did see your Figma. I don't even know why that exists. But it does.
It does. We should do some toy photography with him.
I don't know. We'll try. Not safe for work toy photography.
In
In case you don't know what that is, that's basically a Japanese television show, movie.
It's a movie
about a guy basically wearing a Borat swimsuit throughout the whole movie. That's
he pulls his
special
underwear
power.
up. What he does is he pulls his underwear up and he swaps it over.
And he turns into a scantily clad superhero.
He does it when he puts a girl's panties on his face.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I mean, there you go.
It's insane.
It sounds insane. It's Japanese, of course. It's insane.
And so, of course, I'm gonna go. A couple of my favorites were. I got the Ashy Slashy puppet replica,
Yeah, that was a cool one.
which is something. As soon as I saw it in the show, I was like,
Can I have that?
if they make that, I have to have that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I saw your pictures of that.
And then what else was good this year? Marvel Legends put out some pretty good figures this year. I don't know, you don't quite those, but there was some good X-Men ones that came out finally.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of the photographies of those.
Yeah, I like the X-Men ones. Are good.
Oh, well, let's say
Let's say like least favorite things. I'm gonna go in general and just say mystery boxes. I'm kind of getting over that.
yeah. I mean, there's only so much they can put in there of like not value.
Well, even that, like,
Well, it's like shirts. It's a shirt every time.
well, that and it's a lot. It's getting to the point where it's like you kind of feel like you're wasting money and also wasting space because there's a lot of junk that just kind of piles up.
Yeah, a lot of housewares,
Yeah,
a lot of bookmarks
lanyards.
and lanyards. I mean, I could say
If it was a collectible box that came with like you bought like an action figure subscription or something, then maybe that might be kind of cool.
yeah.
But then again, it also once again it's like you get a bunch of stuff that you don't know what you're going to do with, and it's just like
Yeah. What I think is going to end up happening is like they're going to create boxes that are more specific. Like they're
Yeah.
going to do like Loot Crate's now doing like a Destiny 2 limited edition box. It'll have all things Destiny in it, and then you just, I would probably get that just because
But yeah,
most of the stuff in there I would like.
if they did an Evil Dead box, I'd do the same
You would
thing.
do the same thing. And
So-
if they did a Turtles box, we would probably get it.
Yeah.
It's just like it's a matter of like not being so broad.
Yeah, because like we said, there's a lot of stuff we got. And we're just like we're not fans of this.
Yeah,
just
I
because-
definitely
just because we're
think
nerds, we don't like Star Trek.
exactly. Like I think the Think Geek boxes were probably my least favorite of the year, just because that was a trial run, but it was just like so broad.
Yeah,
It was like a unicorn cup and like a Doctor Who. Like I don't.
it felt like you were getting stuff that you'd see in like an anime convention. Like me and you went to an anime convention, and we were just
did.
like, we're nerds, but
Where yeah,
we don't know. I don't really know if this is where we belong.
yeah. It's like we're not that level.
So like getting those boxes, it kind of feels like it's catering more to those people who are at that level, and we're not at that level.
Yeah, it's just like there was. Again, some of the stuff was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a Star Trek book that was like a travel book about the planets that had all this information. Great if you're a Star Trek fan, but you and I don't watch it, so
Yeah,
it's
so we're just like, well.
useless to us essentially. But then you get sort of cool stuff like those Geeky Tikis, which is a cool collectible. And
Yeah, that was a.
we got that really cool like Turtles pizza book. Like
Yeah.
it's all. Again, it's a form of gambling essentially.
Really, it
like,
is.
You really got to look to see if your $15 to $20 a month is worth your time.
And and speaking of blind boxes, like there's a lot of blind box little figures you can get now too. Like Funko does them.
Yeah, why are those? Those are ridiculously expensive.
Dude, there's one, the Loyal Subjects. You've got some of the Turtles ones upstairs, the
Yeah.
ones that you got at GameStop, but
Yeah.
those weren't blind box. Those were just you could see who you were getting. But they started off doing Turtle sets. They're basically little action vinyl figures. They're little figures that come with weapons and stuff. Really cool little figures. The first series had like the Mega Chase figure was like a different colored foot soldier. So it's like, fuck, I don't care if I don't get that one. It's just a different colored foot soldier.
Yeah.
So then they start getting different franchises. So they got like Masters of the Universe and Thundercats and stuff this year. And they've been doing all these exclusive retailer exclusives. Like Walmart got exclusive battle damage versions of the Thundercats. But you can only get one of the characters if you buy it from Walmart, the Walmart set. But they're not putting any of the other ones. So you have to go to these different stores and find all these different ones. And they're $15 a piece for a blind box
that you might not get a thing you want.
Yeah, and they're spreading the characters out. They're doing these different repaints. There's like, and they're also doing like, I'll tell you, I got a He-Man.
Yeah.
There was a club. It's called Club 28. There's 28 of them in existence.
And you got the slime one or whatever.
I got the slime He-Man. Sold him for $650.
Yeah.
I don't care about a $15 figure that much if I can make that much money off
Yeah,
of
no
it.
kidding. I mean, you like 400% profit
I know.
for you.
But they're doing that with like all over the board. So all these stores have these like really rare ones. And now it's getting to the point where I go to a store and I'm just seeing boxes ripped open.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
If you could make $300, I'm not paying for something if I know what I'm getting.
Yeah, so it's like they're kind of ruining that for me. And I'm like, I like the figures, but I wish they would just make them regular figures. I'm kind of sick of this blind box nonsense.
The thing is, it shouldn't be so expensive.
Yeah.
I like Bob's Burgers and Rick and Morty, and there's 2 blind boxes sets I'd like to get. Can't see myself paying $8 per box.
Right.
$2,
Well,
$2.50, $3. Maybe I'd do that. Maybe I'd grab a few.
We got the Stranger Things mystery minis, and they're really cool little figures.
Yeah.
But
Expensive.
I'm getting to the point now where I'm just getting doubles constantly.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get them at Barnes & Noble for $5.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty cheap, but still, like it's a $5
But they're not
lottery
very
ticket.
big. Yeah, they're not very big. They're kind of really tiny.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I don't know. It's just so expensive for those.
I'm thinking the mystery thing is going to kind of fade away.
I hope it
eventually.
does a little bit because I get tired of not having a whole collection of things just because I don't want to spend a boatload of money to get all the pieces.
And it's fun. It was fun for us to open up a lot of that stuff and kind of commentate on it. But at the end of the day, you're left with a bunch of stuff you don't know what you're going to do with.
Yeah. Like they had the Turtles one, and I ended up with 4 Bebops. And I'm like, I want the main Turtles, and I only have 2 of them. I don't need 4 Bebops. I stopped buying it. Now it's like literally one of the only things in my Turtle I don't have all 4 of because I can't justify paying $8 a pop to maybe get one I want.
Yeah,
It's sort of like
it's fun in a way, but it's also like not. It's getting to the point where it's like there's so much. It was fun when it was so few things.
yeah.
Like
now you
that.
can walk into Barnes & Noble and there's like a literal shelf of like 25 different things.
Yeah, everything's blind box.
Yeah. I mean, good on them for finding a loophole, I guess, to make people pay more. But it's like, it's all about making money, honestly, for these companies. But
yeah,
it's like you're eventually going to get to the point where people aren't going to pay.
And it's like with the He-Man and the Thundercats little sets, the figures, I would buy the entire sets if I knew who I was getting.
Yeah.
I spent so much goddamn money on them. I've forgotten. There was one where I got like 45 fucking evil wins, and I was like, I'm kind of sick of this at this point.
And it's funny because it should be like a game, like a video game, where like if you open something, you won't get a duplicate. But that doesn't work in the real life.
Right.
Like you can't walk up and say, nope, you already have this one. How are you ever going to tell? But in a game, it makes a little more sense because, you know.
Well, like with the Thundercats ones, they did Hot Topic has an exclusive set also, but you can only get Monkey in it from Hot Topic. So I'm like, I went into Hot Topic. They got a fresh new case sitting out. I'm like, I might try one.
What if they color coded it?
I don't know. I know. But the thing was, I didn't buy any of them because I walked in there. There was a brand new case sitting there, and some of them were already ripped open and taped back together.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, no, I'm not even doing this.
I think I might have solved this. Color coding.
Color coding.
Listen. So say there's 9 figures, 3 different colors. Blue box has 1, 2, and 3. Red box has 3, 4, 5, and 6. That way you can grab like 3 blues, and then maybe a blue or red, and maybe you'll get the ones you want.
Yeah.
But then,
maybe.
I really want one out of the blue section, so you just only have to maybe buy a couple of those to get the one you want.
Or just make them where the boxes say who you're going to get, but you have a chance of getting
somebody special,
the rare version of it.
Yeah, like a chase version.
But I mean, they do chase figures. Like just with the Turtles ones, like I said, the first Turtle set was fine because the mega rare chase was a fucking black foot soldier.
Yeah, who cares?
So it's like, I can already get, it's not a huge deal. Then they realized, oh, hey, the Power Rangers set. Let's put those out. We'll make the Black Ranger the extremely rare one.
So now you have a whole set, but minus a Black
yeah,
Ranger. Because
I'm like, I'm not gonna pay that much for a Black, and I'm not gonna spend all that money trying to find a Black Ranger. You should have just made like the entire set, and then made like maybe like a metallic Black Ranger as the chase or something.
Yeah,
they did the same thing with the He-Man ones. Like Tila and Evil Lynn were the hardest ones to find. Luckily, I found them. Surprisingly, actually, it wasn't too hard to find them, but they were still like, stop making main characters these extremely rare chases because now I got to buy like 45 fucking cases of these things to try to get the entire set.
Yeah. So me and Matt are obviously big fans of collectibles.
Yeah.
So this year we think we're going to start doing some toy photography. Probably like he has his own Instagram, and so do I. So we'll probably do some separately, but we'll like combine them into the plastic Tombstone one.
Yeah.
To sort of like showcase some of the figures we got and cool ways that we can pose them and stuff like that.
Send me pictures we can put hentai comment in.
I mean, that's all you. I've never taken a picture of that hideous thing. Any collectibles you're looking forward to this year?
Was there any collectibles that disappointed you? I'm sorry, I went on a long
Disappointed
tangent.
me?
Yeah.
Disappoint's the wrong word, but I'm just going to say I might be over a little bit. It's Pops. It's kind of to the point where everything's a Pop. So if I really want it, I can obviously find it, but it's also like I feel like my shelves are filling up with Pops more than anything else. I think it's cool for the things you really like, but I don't know if everything needs it.
I think this year they've kind of cut that back. They're starting to go back more into cartoons and stuff. So
which is good. Yeah, I saw the Ren and Stimpy ones, and
yeah,
they're doing the 8-bit Turtles, which I think are really cool.
Yeah, and they did a whole new set of He-Man ones, which was been like 5 years in the making.
Yeah. Which is good. I hope that's the case because I really wanted the Stranger Thing Pops, but then I was just like,
hopefully
where am I going to put them?
Have you seen the 8-bit Stranger Things Pops?
I have not.
There's a Target exclusive set. They come in an arcade box.
Oh, man.
They're awesome.
See, I'm bitching about Pops. I'm going to go buy that.
We're like, hey, did you see a new Pop?
Yeah. But, like, I still like Pops, obviously. I got all the Destiny Pops. Those were cool. And I don't collect Pops as much as I collect the things that Pops are. Like, I like the Turtles. I like Destiny. I got a BMO from Adventure Time up there.
Yeah, it's not like we're like, oh, we need all the Pops because they're Pops.
Yeah.
My brother Casey did that.
Yeah, I know. I saw him, and I was just like,
and then he sold them all
because why would you need 10,000 Pops? And I think a lot of the Pops I got were that I didn't buy were all out of mystery boxes. I have a Batman from Justice League. I have a 8-bit Predator. Where did I get that from? Why? Who? I mean, I have nothing against Predator, but
did you get that from one of those?
I got
GameStop
that
boxes?
from like a re-gift Christmas present.
Oh, somebody bought that from a GameStop mystery box thing because that's what that's from.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay,
it was like somebody get like.
There's an 8-bit Mega Man in one of those too.
I think my mom won it at work, and then it was just like, "You like this, right?" I was like, "Sure." It's like a Predator and like a Predator lanyard. Shout out to lanyards and a Predator keychain. You know, all the things I need. With all those mystery boxes, my keys weigh like 1,000 pounds at this point.
Yeah.
But, oh shit. But yeah, anything you're looking forward to this year?
Ash vs. Evil Dead, finally. Next month. Finally.
You have to let me know how that is. It's finally on Netflix. I'm going to try to sit down and watch it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm scared that it's going to suck, but it might not.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to see
You're one of the few people I know. You're one of 2 people I know who will be completely honest about whether it sucks even if you love it. You'll just be like, that was a piece of crap. Oh, I want to say a movie I hated this year.
Oh, what's that?
I'm going to go back. Death Note from Netflix.
Oh, you told me about that.
What a piece of shit that was. Sorry, Netflix. You did really okay most of the year, but that was a pile of garbage.
Then we talked about. I think you told me about that in one of our podcasts. You told me how
completely pointless. There was no reason to have it. They basically turned a really interesting manga about like the whole point of it was deception, and it was a cat and mouse game between 2 people. That was all it was. It turned it into like this Final Destination gore fest that it didn't need to be.
No.
And it was just like, what did I just watch? None of the characters were the same. It was the worst movie I saw all year, hands down. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. And if you like Death Note, the actual manga, or the excellent anime series, which you probably stop watching halfway through like you're supposed to because the last half that's the anime, man. The last half's never as good as the first half. But don't watch it. Save yourself an hour and a half because it's the worst.
Well, you don't hear anybody talking about it, so it's probably...
Yeah, no, it bombed completely. It bombed, and they're not getting a sequel that they were planning on making.
Good.
It turned into some stupid love story, and again, not everything needs to be a love story. Can we just... Can I say that for 2018?
Kind of like The Greatest Showman.
That was a disappointment for you, right?
I mean, it wasn't something I was looking forward to watching. I don't really care for musicals, but my girlfriend wanted to watch it, so I was like, it looks pretty good, I guess. You know, it looks like it might be all right. Watched it. No. Didn't like it. She loved it, but
yeah,
it's very love story. So I guess that's.
I mean,
that's all you need, and then girls will love it.
I'm okay with love stories sometimes.
Yeah,
I just don't need it to be in everything.
This one was just the music just didn't fit the scenery, and it just felt very late. Yeah, it was generic pop. It felt very lazy. The music did to me. Like,
yeah,
it should have been more carny. but it wasn't. So
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you.
and I don't like musicals, so.
Yeah, you don't. Except Book of Mormon. It's pretty good.
Well, I mean, that's different. It's different to watch a musical on a Broadway stage than it is to watch a musical on a movie.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with that. Let's talk about a surprising events that happened this year. One of the biggest things that happened this year, probably for our future conversations and our future nerddom, is Disney buying Fox.
Thank God.
Recasting Wolverine. They're already talking about including the Fantastic Four into the next set.
Do it.
Of Marvel movies.
This is what the Marvel movies need.
Deadpool is staying rated R.
Yep. They said as long as people know what to expect, they're okay with making it rated R. Fucking go with it.
Yep, exactly.
But this is what they needed after Infinity War. Because after Infinity War,
what do you got?
Infinity War feels like the climax. So after that, it's like, do we go back?
You're gonna move to B Squad.
Yeah. So no, you've got the X-Men and you've got the Fantastic Four now.
That's the new A Squad.
Yeah, that's your new toys to play with.
Exactly.
So that just gets me excited for after Infinity War. I'm hoping the X-Men finally get done right.
Yeah.
Or at least,
I think they will.
At least as close as you can get.
Close as you can get, yeah.
Way better than the other fucking movies. I mean, Logan's the only one that's worth a damn.
Yeah. It's so good, though.
It was. And it's because it was simple.
Yeah. Knocked it out of the park with that this year.
Weird seeing Hugh Jackman play that role and then watching The Greatest Showman.
Dude's a good singer, though.
No, he's not.
Is he not?
No.
You don't think he's a good singer?
I didn't think he was that good in that movie.
I always thought he was. I thought he was fine.
No.
You just hated the movie, though.
I don't know. His voice just seemed off to me. Maybe it's just his singing with that generic pop music. Maybe he's better
He's a really good Broadway singer.
Yeah, it's probably better. He's probably better with better music.
He was really good in Less Miserables, as you call it.
Less miserable.
But yeah. No, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be interesting to hear all the news that comes from it.
Yep.
They're obviously we'll finally get Hulk versus the Wolverine at some point, maybe.
Yeah.
And all these team ups that need to happen.
Hopefully they cast Wolverine right.
But they're still gonna release that X-Men Dark Phoenix saga.
Phoenix. I don't know why.
But that'll probably be the last one.
And that show, The Gifted, has gotten renewed for a second season. It's like, why? Leave the X-Men franchise alone.
You didn't watch Runaways yet, did you?
I didn't. That was going to be on my list of things I wished I would have started watching.
Yeah, I watched it. It's pretty good. Has a dinosaur in it.
Yeah, well, the comic book did too.
Yeah, I'm on the last 2 episodes now.
Okay, I got to start
9 was last week, but 10 is this week. And I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait for 10 to come out and then watch them both.
I heard it was pretty faithful to the comics. So
yeah, you have to let me know because I never read the comic.
The comic was really good, so that's why I'm hoping to watch it.
Is it about essentially the kids trying to get one-ups on their parents?
Yeah, and they found out their parents are in this villainous cult,
murder cult.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah, I liked it. And they all have sort of powers, but some of them are kind of just yeah. One girl can she can control a dinosaur that they made.
And Nico Minoru, her mother's staff shows up in Doctor Strange.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
That staff's in that show pretty heavily.
Yep.
And but yeah, I don't know. What else you got? Anything you're looking forward to this year?
Well, I've
not Game of Thrones.
Not Game of Thrones. I'm not looking forward to Walking Dead. Ash vs. Evil Dead's about it. What Infinity War, obviously.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Infinity War. Deadpool 2 comes out this year.
Deadpool 2 does come out this year.
I hate to keep saying comic book movies, but that's really the movies I look forward to. I don't really see much else coming out that I'm just like, oh, I can't wait for this.
Hang on, let me see if I can find a list of movies that are coming out. We'll see if any of them.
Is there going to be another Transformers movie?
I think the Bumblebee spinoff is this year.
Oh, good. Isn't John Cena in that?
I don't know. Is John Cena in that?
Somebody? I don't know.
The Rock's not doing that.
No, I think John Cena maybe John Cena in that. Or maybe, I think John Cena's going to be in that.
You think John Cena's in?
I think so, really. I think I remember them talking about that on Raw.
Oh, I'm in the Bumblebee movie.
He played Fernand, or whatever that, Fernando. What's that movie about the CG bull?
Oh, yeah, Ferdinand.
Ferdinand, there you go.
Ferdinand.
He's the voice of Ferdinand.
Hang on, I'm looking up stuff that's coming out later in the year. We got Black Panther coming out February 16th. That might be good.
Yeah, that's one of those ones I'm not super excited about seeing, but I'll probably wind up really liking after watching it.
Yeah.
Just like all the Marvel movies.
Oof. The Tomb Raider movie's coming out.
Oh, boy.
I'm worried about that one.
Oh, how about
Uh-oh, here we go.
Sherlock Gnomes.
Sherlock Gnomes. I just saw that.
It's a movie about gnomes, and there's a Sherlock Holmes version of a gnome. It's like, do you get it? Doesn't it? I mean, how does a fucking movie like that get made?
There it is. I see it. Sherlock Gnomes.
How does that get made?
I don't know, man.
Who pitched that? Who was like, hey, guys, I got an idea. Yard gnomes are alive, and there's one that's a detective, and his name is Sherlock Gnomes. And they're like, fucking greenlight that. Throw money at it. Who? I'm sorry. How does that happen?
I don't know. Ready Player One comes out this year.
That looks good.
Yeah, that was a really good book. I got nothing else because honestly, I wasn't. This year was a big year for games and for movies. Like, there's a lot of good movies that came out this year.
Yeah.
And I played a lot of good games this year. So I looked on the horizon. I was just like, there's nothing I'm like looking forward to coming out soon, but that's also fine because it'll allow me to catch up on the stuff I didn't get to watch.
Well, I'm looking forward to the announcements that are going to be announced, like things that will be announced this year.
That's true. That's what's going to
to.
happen too. Like, we're going to find out who's cast as the new Wolverine, and because they're probably going to announce that by the end of this year. Also, Disney owns Aliens, the franchise now.
Really? Is Disney just going to own the entire movie?
Eventually.
Okay.
Yeah, they're eventually going to own everything.
That's bad.
Yeah, it's not good.
I mean,
I hope what happens with them buying Fox is, and them keeping Deadpool R, is just make a branch of adult movies.
Yeah. For
people like us who would watch that, because nobody wants to watch a PG-13 Punisher movie ever. There's no such thing. Some things are inherently violent and inherently have foul language.
In comic books, I remember growing up, all of them were violent.
Yeah.
All of them were rated R.
The first Turtles comic was extremely violent.
Yeah. And that's what the first movie's kind of based on. That's why the first movie, is pretty dark.
Yeah.
Another thing I was disappointed about this year, the end of the Nickelodeon Turtles.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Sucks. That was such a good cartoon. It's my favorite incarnation of the Turtles. It was done with so much love and just style.
I don't know if I've seen a handful of episodes, but it's one of those ones that I know I want to watch. But
if they come out with a box set of the
I'll
seasons,
definitely buy it. I'll buy the whole thing.
It's definitely worth sitting down and watching the entire thing because it's so good. I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to this year.
Tell me.
Getting some more of my damn documentary done.
How's that? You just can't get that house permission, right? Well, is that the biggest thing?
Well, that was one of the biggest things. I mean, right now, it's winter here and most everywhere, so there's not really a lot of conventions and stuff to really kind of. That's really where we get a lot of our interviews at, because like a lot of the actors and stuff in their downtime will come talk to us.
So what do you got left to go on that thing?
I've got some of the stars from Evil Dead 2 to go finish talking to, which would be easy to get. I just haven't had a chance to get them.
Yeah.
If I can get a hold of that guy from Morristown who keeps ghosting me. Morristown's just been weird in general. People there, we've had a lot of people lined up to talk to, and they've just kind of ghosted us after like.
Is that the place that told you they don't need your kind in that town?
No, that was actually Wadesboro. That was everybody there was really nice except for that weird letter I got telling me that was an evil playwright.
I was actually going to make a documentary called "The Devil Is My Carry-On," and it was just about you making a documentary about making a documentary. It was going to be super meta. But Devil's My Carry-On is a great title.
That is pretty good.
Because that person told you we don't need the devil in Waynesboro.
Well,
And you weren't even bringing the devil.
I know. That's just because I didn't make The Evil Dead. I'm just doing a movie about it. And apparently, that's how you know you've made it.
Yeah.
Get hate mail.
Get hate mail.
Random hate mail.
We haven't gotten any hate mail yet. So.
Well, I mean, we got mean comments
We did.
For bashing Bobos.
Don't make fun of Bobos.
It's the best ever. I mean,
that box was crap.
That box was shit.
That was the worst box we opened this year.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty disappointing. I mean, it was
X-Men pins.
Some X-Men pins and some used X-Men figures that are worth like a fucking quarter.
So I've come up with a solution for things.
Oh yeah.
I don't think you should ever watch Mad Max Fury Road, Because I think too many people have told you it's good, and you're gonna watch it and you're gonna hate it.
Oh god.
Because it's not gonna live up to what like everybody's been telling you.
I know. I was actually talking about that this weekend. I was like, we need to watch Mad Max.
It's so good, but I think too many people have told you it's good, and
Maybe,
you're gonna be like,
I don't know. I kept hearing how good Logan was, and I was like, I fucking hate Logan.
yeah.
And I'm not a fan of Mad Max, so I'm just like,
Watch Fury Road, but if you can watch it in black and white, you'll fucking love it. It's amazing in black and white.
I want to sit down and watch Logan in black and white too, because I've heard that's pretty amazing too.
Yeah. But
weird how that happens.
It's just how like I was just thinking about your Bobos box. It was like I think the anticipation was the worst part because it was like months and months and months and months.
Well,
that's why we started doing the show.
It wasn't even that, man. It was a shitty box of. I paid like $40 for that box, and barely got $20 worth of value in it, if that.
Yeah, you got a cable pop.
I got a cable pop. At the time, I think now he's worth a little more, but at the time he was pretty common. That's $10 at max. I got two or three X-Men figures that were out of the box. Fucking, you can get those for $1 a piece max.
Oh, man, those $40 value right there.
Yeah,
that's what somebody told us in the comment.
Two comic books I can go to Great Escape and get for 50 cents each. Keychains that at the time were being sold at Walmart for 99 cents. Two of them. It was the Turtles one and something else, Deadpool one.
Yeah.
Little mystery bags. And that was it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Then those pins.
The thing is that box right there was more expensive than
most of the boxes we bought.
Most of the boxes we bought, and some of them would come with a new shirt.
And we were being fair too, because we were like,
that's the problem. Like people think we're bashing on purpose, and it wasn't like The funniest thing about that video is watching you grow more disappointed.
Yeah.
As you're opening the box, because for one, it's small, but your face is all lit up like Christmas, and then at the end, it's like Christmas, but somebody gave you a turd in a box, and you're just like disappointed.
I know.
And just like you wanted to like it.
I watched so many people get so many awesome, like really well thought out, like rare figures. You know, people were getting NECA figures and stuff in the box, and I'm like, even if I get something I've already got, it's
cool to get.
I was like, maybe I'll get an Ash figure, even if I've already got it. It's worth it. No. Oof. I got a bunch of fucking yard sale stuff and a pop.
Yeah. That again, where a pops you can get anywhere.
And those people are having a real hard time, I guess. Like from what I understand, like I've seen their page and they're like way behind on orders and stuff. And they're like, we're having family issues. I'm like, I think they just got over their heads.
Yeah, I mean that's what happens.
Yeah.
There's only like 3 people running that thing, you know. So
we need to do another your toy box though, because that was pretty funny.
God, that was funny. That was a good video. It was just a box of. I found that box down there, like a Legolas without a hand and a chewed up Michelangelo figure.
A bunch of junk figures in a box.
Yeah, funny though. But yeah, we'll definitely do that. So, well, all right. Got anything else?
No.
2017 was pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good year. Busy year, but what year is it?
All in all, fun. It's 2018. Remember when it's 2020. I'm gonna feel like we're in the real future.
See if we make it through this year.
Oh Jesus, let's hope so. We'll be back in about not next week, but the week after. We're gonna start doing it twice a month.
Yeah,
so.
We'll find something to talk about. So
we'll find something to chat about.
So if you want to come join us, then
come join us.
If
we'll try to get some other people on here.
Yeah, maybe Craig Greg will come talk to us one day.
Someday. That motherfucker. He didn't want to do anything.
I could imagine him talking. He's like, "Yep,
yep, it's pretty good.
Yep, I like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep." All right, well, please like and subscribe and all that good stuff.
Yeah, we hope your 2017 was as awesome as ours, and check us out on all social media. And
check us out on Instagram. I'm definitely working on some toy photography stuff.
Yeah. We'll do some stuff this year.
Yep. All righty.
Bye.
Bye.